and Skywalker Steele is who we're waiting for. But Skywalker is a producer at heart. And so Skywalker is trying to figure out how he can get the graphics together and the transitions. And we told him, just bring your ass. So we're live.
Jeff,
we're live without Skywalker Steele at the moment.
So look, Jeff, I just went live on mine and it was processing for a little bit. And all they heard is Skywalker, bring your ass. So they may have caught the back end of that. What Jeff was saying was, for my people that just kind of tuned in 2 seconds ago, we called everybody's bluff. So Jeff was laying in bed and he was like, let's do this now. And I was laying in bed and I was like, shit, yeah. And me and Jeff was the only ones that got up, right? And Fuss was like, yeah, whenever y'all ready. And then Sky was like, yeah, anytime. And then Sky was like, oh, y'all mean like right now? Oh, give me like 30 minutes. And then Fuss was like, right now, I only got 5 minutes to do that. They be bluffing, man. They ain't about this for real.
No, Voch, don't do that. Don't do that, man.
Y'all bluffing.
Hey, look, I want to, you know me, Voch. I got the newborn in the crib, so
that's cool.
It's hard, man.
Look,
I gotta, everything gotta be strategic. You know, your girl start giving you that look like mother effer. You been working on videos for how long?
You and Sky, tell her you making money first of all, but but you and Sky, both y'all babysit. This ain't ESPN, bro. I tell Jeff all the time, we content creators. We do what the fuck we want. I'm going to have a cat running around here somewhere. She going to make noise at some point. I'm going to look over and cuss at her. We do what we want. As long as the people get good content, we straight. We straight.
Yeah, we are straight.
You know
Look at these eyes. Look at this. I haven't even moisturized, you know? I hadn't even got my cream on, you know? Because you guys are fortunate through genetics. I have to deal with lots of things around the eyes, but I don't care. It's Saturday.
So Jeff said it, since I'm black, I'm more handsome. So I guess I got
you get to stay handsome longer. I'm still handsome. Still handsome.
Fair enough.
Look, this is how Saturday works right here.
There you go.
This is what Skywalker Steele is missing. Jamie or Jaime. What's up? Appreciate you.
And Terrence Conner dropped 5 in my super chat also. He has a question. So what we're gonna do this morning, since I'm quarterbacking, until Skywalker Steele gets here.
Oh, are you quarterbacking?
Until Skywalker Steele gets here.
Okay.
So we just wanted to give y'all some random miscellaneous breakfast content because me and Fuss was on the internet arguing, and Jeff thought this was a good idea to make us argue on camera. So I'm cool with that. So what y'all can do to help the show is y'all can put questions in my chat, put questions in Fuss chat if he's going live, and put questions in Jeff's chat, and we'll answer y'all's questions or whatnot. But I'm assuming Fuss want to fight me over Boss Man Fat. Fuss, what you guys say about my Boss Man Fat take?
He's trying to figure out how to go live. Look at him. He's doing something right now.
Who's Boss Man Fat? That's Kelvin?
Boss Man
Killer
Fat
Kel?
Is Kelvin Joseph. Yes, sir.
Man, I like Kelvin Joseph. I told you he's Janoris Jenkins. I just think that my problem is I just can't ignore the off field. Like, I'm not going to ignore that.
But Fuss, that ain't football though.
No. It ties together, Voch. Mm-hmm. How long we been dealing with players that you get what I'm saying? Like, and even like when I watch, so I'm watching the Surtain pro day.
Sure.
I'm like, man, his hips look a lot better than they did on the field. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like when you hear that how much he loves the game and this, that, and the third, and you know all these different things. With Joseph, I just want to know, like, what am I really getting? Because the raw talent is spectacular. Like, if he's right, he's the best corner in this draft, no question. But we can't ignore that part. You see what I'm saying?
You know, it was so
I don't feel like you can.
I was listening to the I Am Athlete podcast last night with Cam Newton. And Cam Newton was talking about how he was in Florida and he wasn't taking football seriously. Till he went to Fred Taylor's house and he saw millions of dollars in jewelry on the table. And he was like, damn, I need this. And then Cam Newton took football seriously and turned football and you know what I'm saying, did that thing. So
that's one guy though.
So watch this though, Jeff. Watch this though, because somebody also on the what you call it, whatever tweet machine, they was all like, "Well, Voch, does him being a gangster bother you?" First of all, 65% of the people in the league is gangsters, and they turn their life around when they get money. That's just facts. That's just real life facts. They come from the worst hoods in America, and they play football to get money. That's why they do it. So Boss Man Fat may choke his coach. He may have a gun under his seat. He may be who got weed around here guy. He may be check my mixtape out guy. But I'm looking at the film, and if we only talking about film, Boss Man Fat is top 3 in this thing, Foots.
No, for sure. Listen, I think he's a better athlete than Newsom. I like how technical Newsom is, though. Like he stays square for a long time. But the problem, like when I watch Kelvin Joseph play, he's so athletic that he can get away with doing dumb stuff at times. And so, but it's just like the game comes easy to him. And they played him like that at Kentucky. You see what I'm saying? So versus when I'm looking at Newsom and off-man techniques, because you didn't really see him press a lot but it was so technical. But then you also see where, hey, maybe he gets into the league and you could use him as a press guy, like 3 yards off the ball, maybe less than 4 to 5 yards off the ball.
So let me just
he's not the athlete. He's not the athlete. Sure. That Joseph is. No, he's not.
So let me just give you credit here, Foots, because when I watch Newsom, we also gonna let Jeff go too. When I look at Newsom, I see a guy that they keep trying to make him play deep thirds, but when he plays man, he's one of the best looking corners in this draft. And
that's what I said. I said the same thing.
So I'm like, let's just play Greg Newsom in more man. So you almost force yourself.
Why don't you just leave him alone? I mean, he's a perfect fit for the team that we all watch the most. He plays cover 3 and he plays man, and he kicks ass at both of them.
But he's so much better at man, though, Jeff. Like when he's playing man, he's smoking shit. And when he plays cover 3, you wish he played more man. I'm not saying he can't play cover 3. I'm just saying in man coverage, and that's really what you draft these guys for. That's where these ranks come in and how well they play man, because anybody can play cover 3, really. You look at Greg Newsom and be like, damn, dog, I just want that dude to play more man. Boss Man Fat plays man better than all these kids, Foots. Than all these kids, Jeff.
J.C. Horn does not appreciate you saying that.
Hey, Jeff, let me ask you this. I don't like this narrative around J.C. Horn that he's a wild tackler. I'm starting to see that, and I don't like that.
He's a head dropper.
Sure.
See, my thing about Horn is, though, he wants to tackle. So
yeah.
I
think that's the balance. Is you got to be careful not to say that like he doesn't want to tackle or he doesn't want to be physical. J.C. Horn loves to be physical. He wants to hurt you, and he wants to annoy you, and he wants to get you to punch him for a 15-yard penalty. He wants to do all of those things.
And he's clean off the field. That's the corner I want.
Yeah, I love him. But when you if you compare him to Surtain, like Surtain is literally going to square you up, head across the chest, face mask up, and J.C. Horn is more like it's like Deion tackled. Like people can talk about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was willing to be physical. He just wasn't technically right when he tackled. He would just throw his shoulder through your knee.
My take on Horn tackling, I think he tackles best when he's engaged. Like I was watching,
a good point.
Like if you watch the Vanderbilt kid, just watch some miscellaneous game, then you may catch him slipping or whatever. But you could tell he didn't want to be he didn't like Kyle Pitts for that game, his competitive thing. So he tackled that game. And you know what? To be fair, he was kind of lackadaisical with Seth Williams in Auburn until Seth got the big play and talked a little shit to him, and Seth didn't make another play for the rest of the game. He got competitive with him. So I think you just got to get his blood flowing a little bit, and then he'll turn into that dude, which ain't bad because that's most corners.
That's why Horn's cornerback 1 for me is because now that we've seen him test physically and he passes all the tests and then some. And by the way, I really believe that he got 19 bench press reps because he knew Surtain got 18.
Absolutely.
I believe he really did. I think that he found that inside because that's the sort of dude he is, where he was like, I can physically do 18, but he did 18, so I'm going to do 19. To me, Horn is number 1 for the sole reason of, and maybe Joseph could have done this and maybe Surtain could have done this and it's not their fault, but I want the dude who gets off the bus and the coach says that's their best guy and your guy goes, okay, I got him.
Plays with the chip you may got me once. I'm gonna keep coming because we've seen corners on this team, that's one of the things I love about Trevon Diggs. It's the way Dallas threw him in the fire. That was a tough fire to come out of, dog. You need a corner who has that chip. I like the stuff on Twitter. I like the whole thinking that these guys aren't going to be on Twitter and read what fans say and all. Dog, if that's you, be you. You see what I'm saying? If you're going to live with that Marcus Peters type chip, then have that. You see what I'm saying? So to me,
DM'd me because I hadn't seen him yet and he wasn't in my first 2 rounds. So that's my guy. Tay Gowen was like, where's Tay Gowen? And I was like, hold on, man. Let me go on.
So I mean, when it comes to Joseph, I mean, when it comes to and see, I think that, you know, I'll be honest, Horn is way more physical than Joseph. Joseph, the game just comes easier. No, Voch, don't step away from the camera. He's more physical.
Horn's
know
bigger
he is.
too, Voch. You can't make Joseph bigger and more physical.
I know. Voch is now trying to create a player, and it's bothering me.
This is my problem. I can make.
Hi, Sky.
So listen.
What's up, God?
Before we bring Skywalker Steele in, before we bring Skywalker Steele in, look, Skywalker Steele, look, he ain't. Look, Skywalker Steele is he ain't put his makeup on yet. You know what I'm saying? He ain't set up his. You know what I mean? Skywalker Steele, pardon me, sir. Give me 30 seconds. I promise we're gonna intro you. Foots, you can't just bring up new shit and just like you gotta let me get mine into. So Foots, so Foots. Okay, so yeah, like Horn, yes, Horn is the bigger and more physical player, Foots. But every time you say something about Kelvin Joseph, you go, but Voch, what if he pull a gun on the coach? I'm talking about football, Foots. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about football. So we talking about athleticism. If we talking about
We're also talking about drafting, so if you really think he might do that, Voch, you better reflect that in your grade.
Jeff, hang tight though, Jeff. So listen, he might choke the coach, but Marcus Peters did choke his coach, and Marcus Peters is fine.
Well, his coach kept calling zone defenses, and Marcus Peters is to run that crap. So I get it with him.
Okay, last point on Joseph. When I saw Boss Man Fat, I don't know if it was Florida or Mississippi State. Jeff know what I'm talking about. But when like there was this route run on the other team and he tried to set
the Florida tape was good.
And he was setting this slant up with this fade, and Boss Man was just so patient. He was like, you have to run through me if you running this slant, but if you run this fade, I'm in perfect position to run to you. And all you need is one play like that to go, this dude got nuance, this dude got technique, this dude got patience, and he has that. And what other corner can say they lined up against Devontae Smith and made it and made it work? Everybody gets smoked by Devontae Smith. Boss Man Fat did not get smoked by Devontae Smith. So what are we doing? Because he might choke Mike McCarthy out? He need to choke Mike McCarthy out. I'm not scared of that.
Boss Man Fat also gave up 4 touchdowns. None of the other top corners gave up more than 2. Hey, Skywalker.
Hey, yo, Jeff, don't come in here doing all that extra shit.
I'm gonna let y'all finish, but Jeff, I get a mix between Shawn Michaels right now and Seth Rollins going on.
Yeah, you see, I just tied it up. This is that Corona hair, and anybody who's on my channel knows my girlfriend Amanda has been trying to get me to cut my hair for about 6 months, and
let it grow.
I love that Corona made me sit at the house and I don't know where to go to cut my hair. And so it's just going to be disgusting and glorious. I don't even care.
She's not going to leave you, Jeff. She ain't going to leave you, man. Keep that hair
going. That's what I'm counting on, is that she'll deal with it. And now everybody who's on my channel, Voch Lombardi, you probably know I've done.
Yeah, who's on what? Okay, let me pull in here.
Skywalker Steele. You might know him here too because I've done things with him. Foots the King I have not done anything with, but I have now. Make sure you're following all these people because all these people are great content creators and wonderful draft analysts. And here's Skywalker Steele, who was late because Skywalker is a producer at heart, and Skywalker wants to have graphics, transitions, and backgrounds. And we said, bring your ass.
So yes, that's part of it. And Foots will attest to the second part. I got a 4-year-old running around his house, Voch, and
they don't understand that, Sky.
And you can't just be like, yo, plug in right now when my 4-year-old pulling out my ankle for some apple juice.
Then maybe don't tweet whenever y'all are ready. Maybe say whenever y'all are ready, give me an hour heads up.
That's my fault.
Sky, look.
I want to do one with the bells and whistles though. Sky does the bells and whistles like nobody else. I'm telling you.
Scott don't invite me to his show, but
he's not. He lying.
Voch is lying.
He lying. But nonetheless,
listen, Scott, we understand, but this is YouTube, sir, and in YouTube land, we in charge. So if your son start talking, if Foot's son, look, Jeff does official cowboy content on the website, and his dogs will bark in the middle of the shit, so nobody cares.
5 hours a day, my dog is chasing squirrels and barking. Whatever.
So we good. But Skywalker, since you here now, you're the much better quarterback. So I'm about to sit on the bench and let you just run the rest of the show. Go ahead. So you got it now.
You got to fill me in now. Like I came in the middle of this thing. It sounded like y'all was talking about Kelvin Joseph.
We're just arguing about corners. They started fighting about Kelvin Joseph, and then we were talking about corners. We haven't talked about the trades that mixed up the first round. We haven't done anything yet except freestyle argue about Kelvin Joseph.
Let us get into that though, because I listened to all of y'all. I think it was Jeff on radio. Voch, you did your show about the trades and whatnot. Now we got all of y'all together. How do y'all feel individually about those trades and what it means for the top 10? Because it shakes things up. All these mock drafts, right? You have to rip them up and throw them out the window.
Well,
the quarterback.
to turn into an investigator, right? Because the goal is to say, okay, what's the plan for everybody here? And at San Francisco, it's easy, right? Kyle Shanahan looked around and he goes, Jimmy, you kind of suck and you're hurt all the time. So I'm going to get a quarterback. So that one's easy. The ones that aren't quite as easy is Miami and Philadelphia. Although I guess we kicked that around. What is Miami going to do? I would guess you're talking offensive weapon. Like they were like, hey, we might have took Devontae Smith at 3. We can add a 1 and take him at 6. Let's go. That's my guess on Miami is you're talking offensive weapon.
Yeah, I mean, so to me, if I'm San Francisco, I'm going to get the North Dakota State quarterback because of how Kyle Shanahan likes to play. I know people love Justin Fields. It's some things mentally with Justin Fields that I've seen. I remember watching that Indiana game live, and it's times with Fields that I just get scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then there's times that I'm just like, So I feel like San Francisco. A lot of people have Fields over Trey Lance, but I feel like San Francisco was going to draft Trey Lance. I could be wrong, but the footwork, the ability to be an athlete for what Shanahan was to do.
Under center play action.
Yeah, all that type stuff, all game. And Lance, you know, he sets his protections. He could be better in certain areas, but the ball jumps off his hands. That's another thing that I think that people – I'll be honest with you, I think that Trey Lance has the strongest arm. I know the talent and all the behind-the-back throws that the BYU quarterback made yesterday, that's all well and good. But if we just talking about arm strength, Lance's arm strength is really crazy. So that's kind of like I see quarterback 1 through 4, Sky.
What about you, Voch? Fields or Lance? It's basically going to come down to Fields or Lance, correct?
Well,
Mac Jones.
Voch, before you
Mac
go,
Jones.
I mean,
really?
Mac Jones.
You're talking.
You think
Chris Mortensen?
Really, Voch?
Is that a Shanahan guy?
So
Chris Mortensen, Chris Sims, for whatever it's worth. But like a lot of the really plugged in dudes are saying Mac Jones, and like I don't get it, and it would be stupid. But there's a lot of smart people saying it.
First of all, Voch says this. We just can't assume that teams draft well. First and foremost, I say this like people love to say what will and won't happen. First of all, we give teams too much credit for just assuming they're going to do the right thing. So they could take Mac Jones over Fields or whatever. If they see something that they like, that'll be good for us because it just bumps more guys down the board or whatever. But when the inside people start talking about it, it has legs. You know what I mean? So this ain't just a Mac Jones is so talented that we gotta like think about it. But like Gil Brandt old ass, like, hey man, like y'all might want to slow down on Fields. Gil Brandt ain't watching film at 90 years old. He heard somebody say that. So
you don't know that, sir.
Gil old ass be on that. Gil don't know where he be at sometimes. But anyway, but let me just kind of say this though. Also, man, like we have to stop what I call tank shaming, right? Because as a Cowboy fan, having the 10th overall pick makes me sick because that brick that Miami sent out to the hood yesterday, that could have been us. Could have been us, but we had to have pride and try to win some ball games with Andy Dalton and think he was going to take us to the promised land. So I'm looking at the camera talking shit to these old people that you play to win the game. You don't make your team better by losing on purpose, but you make your team better by accumulating draft picks. And what you got to respect about Miami, they did this 2 years ago, and for the next two, and then for the next 2, they control the board. When you have picks, you have options. I know Cowboy fans every single year. Voch says this every single year. They want to take their first round pick and send it to somebody for some name that they recognize. Let's go get Earl Thomas for the first round pick. Let's do it. Let's go get Jamal Adams. But what you do is you restrict your options when you do that. So when you end up needing players, you run out of options. The Houston Texans would love to have options right now. Okay, they say, hey, we need
stupid though.
Watch this. They say we need a left tackle, Skywalker Steele. We need a left tackle. Let's trade him first to get Laramie Tunsil and pay him $25 million. When they could have Penei Sewell sitting number 3 overall, they save money. They probably get a guy with higher upside, and then they move on with their life. The Texans don't have options to do nothing. The Seahawks don't have options to do nothing right now because they have gotten rid of their picks. But if you're the damn Dolphins. If you the goddamn Dolphins right now, you can do whatever you want to do. They did whatever they trade their picks. They got multiple picks in the future. Then they said, you know what? I fell in love with somebody this year. Let me get back in the 6 overall. They could have kept their picks, but they said, you know what? at third overall, I could get Penei Sewell, I can get Jamar Chase, I can get Kyle Pitts. That's my list of 3. How about we add some additional first round picks? Let's get a third or the second, whatever the whatever pick
2
was.
1s and a 3 is what they added.
2 1s and a 3. Then let's switch the little 4th round, and I still get to pick Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, or Penei Sewell.
Well,
they work this shit masterfully. Go ahead.
And Voch, I feel like they need to. But now Miami, they need to have a plan, because what I don't like what Miami did is they drafted Tua and they put Chan Gailey in front of him, and I don't think that was a good mix. And I don't like this. I don't like this, but I don't like this narrative that Tua can't play. I think that what happens is, like you said, drafting comes with a plan with what you want to do with this player that you're drafting. Like, have a concrete plan. You can't ask Tua to be.
That plan starts at the top and it goes beyond.
I agree.
Because I was listening to Voch yesterday, and I agree with you that you have to be aggressive in trades, but we got to understand we got to be aggressive at each level of franchise building, in free agency, in trading players and picks. Because if you look at what the Dolphins are doing right now, it all came from trading a player. They traded Tunsil, and they were able to flip all those picks into different things. The Cowboys, if we're speaking strictly about Cowboys, they don't get aggressive in all 3 levels, and really in none of those levels. They're never aggressive.
Well, okay, my favorite thing about the Tunsil part, and I have to point it out, is if it wasn't for the gas mask on draft night, Tunsil doesn't drop to the Dolphins.
He doesn't drop. That's fair. That's fair. So
indirectly, the Dolphins turned a dude's gas mask weed video into 4 first-round picks. And a 3.
It's nutty.
Good.
But when I say plan too, Voch, I've been telling people Philly is not like, it's we're talking about different teams now. They can say what they want. They were trying to get a quarterback in this draft.
Absolutely.
I said that, and nobody believed me. I said, dog, they're trying to, if one of these guys fall, but because what's happening now, like you said with Mac Jones, Voch, we see it every draft. I didn't think it would be this crazy with a player like Jones, but like everybody starts getting happy about these quarterbacks. Like, I'm watching the BYU. It was kind of eerie because, dog, I liked all the throws, and that's well and good. But some of that stuff, I'm kind of like, okay, slow down. Like, because I remember watching Johnny Manziel's pro day with the helmet on, and everybody was going crazy, and he couldn't make a fight. He couldn't do the basic things. Like,
Zach can,
so
though.
let's just relax.
Zach can, though.
Zach can. Hold on, Voch.
Zach can.
That's a whole nother show.
Zach Wilson in front of Voch.
But
I like Zach. He still has a lot he has to clean up, bro. Trust me.
Okay, so Foots,
he takes a lot of chances that are just dumb, and in the league, those windows close.
Foots.
And I'm telling you, go ahead.
Watch this, Foots, because
it's not BYU, Houston. It's not Coastal Carolina.
Watch this.
These guys are good.
Foots, a dude from Wyoming is a playoff quarterback now, right? And
they had a plan. The Bills had a plan.
Foots,
it's different.
Good. Foots, same thing, right? Foots. Okay, so look.
The Jets have to put in a plan with Zach. They have to put in a plan with Zach Wilson. I'm telling you, you can't just go out there and just ask him to be the savior. It's not gonna work like that.
Jalen Hurts is terrible, but you can win games with him if you like whatever, right? What makes you think they not gonna do that with Zach? What makes you think they're not gonna do that with
because
Fields?
It's the Jets.
No.
It's hard to trust.
Because it's the Jets.
No, Foots.
It's the Jets.
Buddy ain't there no more. Foots. They got a whole new system in there. Foot. They got a
so
whole. So
who's to say the solid no quarterbacks? Like what I guess my point is
OC,
if it's exactly Sky Voch, if it's Joe Brady, that's one thing.
But listen to
I don't trust a lot of NFL coaches to actually do things that make guys successful.
This is incredible.
We just watched Tua. We just watched people. Dog, I've seen Tua.
This is so great. This is so incredible. Everybody listen. No. Everybody listen. On Foots channel, on Foots channel, on Jeff channel. Listen. This is what happens in draft world all the time. I say, Foots, how good is Zach Wilson? Foots said, well, the Jets better da. I'm talking about the player, Foots. Yeah. We're only talking about
you gotta marry both though, Voch.
No,
Voch, you have to marry both. You can't.
whether Zach Wilson in the league is going to be good or not don't matter to me. In terms of this on this college film evaluation, we can't just say, oh well, he's not going to be able to do that in the league. All of them do shit now that they're not going to be able to do in the league.
I want you to know that sounded like you were doing a white person voice, and that is offensive.
No. Well, Jeff, that's my Hayden social media voice when they be like, but Voch, we want a Charles Haley crazy player, but we don't want Kelvin Joseph. That's my people saying wild shit voice. But Foots, like you can't just account for what's gonna happen if he gets to the Jets, because motherfucker could go to Jacksonville. Foots, are we gonna change the whole thing
to
now?
Jacksonville.
He ain't going to advise.
He not.
Urban Meyer wasn't in his pro day.
Well, Mac Jones ain't going third overall neither. I'm just saying we gotta stop adding extra shit into the evaluation. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff or Scott, whatever y'all saying.
Here's the only thing I would throw in on Zach Wilson is I think it's interesting that no one is holding him to the same standard that they are a different quarterback in this draft. Like, he is more athletic and he has more arm talent than Mac Jones.
Indeed.
But BYU was better across the board than every team they played this year, and I don't hear that. Like, Wilson had incredible protection. He's thrown to a guy who's going to be an NFL receiver and an NFL tight end. Mm-hmm. His offensive tackle might go in the second round. Like, he had a lot of help too.
Sure,
he had a lot of help too, and but I don't say that to like take away. What I really want to do though is just bang through super chat. So if anybody has them,
one more thing before we do that though, Jeff. One more thing before we do that. One more thing on Zach before we move on though, Jeff. I don't want people to say the whole competition line, because I actually did the numbers, right? And Zach Wilson has one less game versus ranked competition in the regular season as Trevor does. Trevor got 6, Zach got 5. Justin Fields got 12 ranked teams on his resume, so shouts out to Justin Fields. And Trey Lance has none. All right, so go. Let's move on to the team. To the
no. 100%. I'm not about to let you get away with that.
I'm doing it right now.
No. Trevor has been a way bigger game.
No. First, if you are gonna look at Zach Wilson and say teams like Houston don't matter, and say teams like Coastal don't matter, and say teams like
well, the Coastal tape scares me. That's the problem.
If you're gonna
well, I want to ask y'all, because y'all watched the tape. 2019 wasn't the same tape for Zach, correct? So does anybody look at? So does that concern anyone? Granted, I know 2020 was phenomenal, but I get Mitchell. I don't like 1 year great tape, and then the rest is kind of like, eh.
That mean he got better. That mean he got better, Scott.
Burrow did it.
Joe Burrow.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not comparing this guy to Mitchell, but what I'm saying is people looked at Mitchell, remember, 1 year, and everyone lost their mind. Not everyone, because I didn't, and I'm sure y'all didn't lose your mind. But NFL GMs lost their mind for whatever reason, said, oh, his 1 year, I'm going to take over Deshaun Watson, who won national championships and has 3 years of good tape. That's stupid. So I just want to make sure that this isn't a 1 year type of thing with him.
Whichever quarterback goes to San Francisco, I think is going to have a potentially better career than Trevor Lawrence.
Absolutely.
Because where you go matters.
Situations matter. Yeah,
where you go matters.
Before we move on.
Can I just jump in real quick, Voch?
Go ahead.
That's my point about, I think Kyle, the Shanahans understand, like they understand quarterback play. Mm-hmm. They understand offense. It's just what they do. I like Saleh. I do. But what happens is these guys go to systems. I mean, they go to a new team. Now you have so much more you have to worry about. You better have a guy in there. Okay. You better have a guy in there who has a strict plan.
But that's for anybody.
And that's every quarterback. That's everybody. That's everybody.
Thank you. One last thing before I move on. We're gonna let Jeff get the super chats. I promise you. So Zach Wilson, Utah, Tennessee, USC, Washington, Boise State, Coastal Carolina, UCF. Them ain't scrubs, fam. Them ain't scrubs. Go ahead.
No.
And Trey Lance is playing against these doctors, playing against these mortgage loan processors, playing against these damn lawn.
They learn from Wentz.
Hey, but you know what? But hey, to be
good doing it.
We gotta get super chats.
Hey, understand this though, Voch.
Go ahead.
North Dakota State is a well-coached program. I love like the stuff that they run. They run like everybody else is a lot of zone, give stuff. And then it's RPO, everything. I see Trey Lance get under center. I see him. I just see him do a lot of variety of different things. Not saying that Zach can't, Like Zach's feet are great, bro. Like Willie, he looks and plays like Johnny Manziel. He does.
He don't.
It's all about.
He does not.
Yes, he does,
Zach Wilson does. You know what Manziel made a whole living off of? Throwing that bitch up to Mike Evans and Mike coming down with it. Zach ain't doing that. Foots.
He freelance. The body frames look the same, and he freelanced a lot. Zach, I'm telling you,
freaky, man.
No. What, Manziel way shorter than Zach. Well, what are you talking about, Foots? Come on. I'm not gonna scream at you, Foots. I'm not gonna scream. Just please, Foots, just rewatch Johnny Manziel, rewatch Zach Wilson. We gotta get the super chats. Jeff, get your super chats. I'm not gonna.
7,000 of them. 7,000 of them. I gotta say what's up to JD, who has no question. He just threw it out there. Thank you, JD. Got to say what's up to Tyler, who's trying to do some draft talk. He's trying to get you the hell away from Zach Wilson. I think talking about if Dallas takes Surtain at 10, would you grab Richie Grant or double dip if Caleb Farley drops? Man, let's hold that because Caleb Farley, I think, is a different conversation.
Write this down. Write that down, Scott. Go ahead.
Bobby Belt.
Oh, Bobby Belt just dropped a monster.
Bobby chat.
Salute to Bobby.
Shout out to you, Bobby.
And if you don't follow Bobby Belt on Twitter, you are not as plugged in as you could be to the Cowboys in the NFL. Bobby is a good dude, and Bobby is a super.
I've been following Bobby for a while.
This is what I like about Bobby. Man. Bobby hates foolishness on the internet, and he will attack your foolishness on the internet. I love that about Bobby. Go ahead.
And Bobby and Sky could have some great OCD conversations because Bobby.
I've done a few shows. We've done a few with him. Yeah.
Bobby loves to do things that most people would consider tedious, and that is up his alley. And Human Being says we got to get Broadus on here to represent the 90-year-olds, which would be awesome. Oh, he'll do it. We'll get Broadus on here one day.
Yeah, Jeff, let's do it, man.
I'm still on, guys. I'm still on. I'm just
I got you.
This is YouTube. We said we could be YouTubey, so I'm here. Just keep going.
Gotcha.
Right, hey, Voch, I said I had a 30-minute window. So don't give me hell.
Do what you want, Fuzz. We good. Real fast on my side. Shaq, the Vikings fan, draw 5. He says, if Jets draft Wilson, I feel bad for him. Sanchez, Darnold, they don't build offenses for quarterbacks. I mean, we can look 30 years in the past and see what Rex Ryan and Gase did or whatever. But I think they're moving in a different direction. They're drafting better. All they got to do is coach better, and they'll be good to go. The Birdman dropped 5 in there. He says, thoughts on Minnesota cornerback Benjamin St. Juste. Too soon for me. I will catch you on that when I do April studies. And Derek Russell's drop 5 says, shouts out to Foots and Sky with the kids. I relate in bed right now after vasectomy. Can you make a case for Newsom at 10? For Newsom at 10, and is his upside lower than Surtain's? Okay, cool. So we can write down Newsom and come back to that. Y'all just want 10? Yeah, Newsom at 10. We're not taking Newsom at 10, but we can talk about Newsom and how good he is. And AJ,
I want to talk about Newsom more. Yes,
absolutely. And AJ Beard drop 5 says Philly got an extra first to trade down 6 spots. Right brick on my brick. Yeah, but you know, man, Philly can't draft, so we ain't worried about Philly.
And what's crazy about Philly, I wasn't worried about them at 6. A lot of people was all worried about them getting their, Pitts or one of the receivers. Fam, you can have all the weapons you want. I don't like the quarterback. So
Jalen's not good.
I think you got to think about it from this way for Philadelphia. So what they did is they tried to go get Voch's guy. They wanted to go get Zach Wilson. They couldn't get there. So they decided they didn't like whoever they might be able to get. And so now Philadelphia, assuming that Wentz plays 75% of the games this year, Philadelphia's got 3 ones next year. So we'll see what happens in the quarterback class, which right now looks like it's going to be boo-boo, but who knows, right? Yeah. Never knew with Burrow. You didn't know Zach Wilson was going to do what he did. So next year, if Hurts can play, then Philly wins games and they have their quarterback. If Hurts can't play, they lose games. They have a high pick and they got 3 ones and they can go get a guy. So like for Philly, this could work out really well for them, which I don't want it to, obviously, because what if Jalen Waddle falls in their lap at 12? Like now you got
possible.
Now you got a baller at 12. And no matter what happens with Jalen Hurts, you're either going to have already got your quarterback or you're going to have all the picks to go get him because you have the bricks. Look at Foots. He's going on a road trip.
Hey, yo, Foots, before you leave, I just want to say sorry for yelling at you. I didn't mean to scream at you.
No, I'm still here. I'm going to talk, man, because this is a good conversation. Hold on real quick. I want to piggyback to what Sky said. And I think that's the key. That's the point I was making, Voch. Philly doesn't like their quarterback, dog.
They don't.
Like,
I agree.
I'm telling you, and I don't think, like, you said you can make Hurts be good. For how long, dog? Like,
I agree.
What they did last year was basically one side of the field reads. Like that doesn't work in the league for that long.
I agree.
The athletes are
seeing that in Baltimore.
Completion's a problem.
I agree.
Exactly. So that was my point. Like some of these guys, I'm telling you, like they're not sold on Hurts. They can't draft, and they really after this wave of free agents and all that with Alshon Jeffries and all them bad contracts get off.
They caught lightning in the bottle.
So real fast. So
I agree.
So real fast, just letting y'all know we are being watched today. Catch this fade, which is KD Drummond just dropped a 10 in my super chat. So we got eyes on us today. So let's just be appropriate with everything that we're saying. You know what I'm saying?
KD would not want you to be appropriate. He would not want that, sir.
Well, KD don't
listen to Catch This Fade.
But also, just like Bobby Belt, though, KD don't like foolishness. So I'm just saying we can't be on here spewing fool. Let me just walk all this thing one time. Just
KD's definitely an OG.
Low key, this is a big time first.
100%. Fush, you just can't talk over the war card, man. Come on. I'm kidding. Okay. So let's go back to that Caleb Farley dropping thing. Scott Voch says this. Let me just say this. If Caleb Farley dropped to 44, it must be way worse than what I thought it was, and I don't want it if it's gonna be that bad. You know what I mean? The idea of the dude that we watching film on getting that dude at 44 looks really attractive. But if his back is that jacked up, I'm kind of tired of taking the dudes and I can't play them. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I'm at.
Also, I need to be real surgical. KD again. You ain't
special. You ain't special.
I need to be real surgical with my.
How can I get up in there?
Look, watch this though. We need to be super surgical with our day 2 picks. Everybody's excited about what's going on at 10. I think what's going to happen in day 2 is going to make or break you. I would love to get rid of some of them comp picks to get back into day 2 because that's where all our guys at. And what's so good about Cowboy Nation is, right, we arguing about what's going to happen at 10th overall. I think how we're set up, we need D tackle, one tech in particular, safety, linebacker, maybe corner. All that is plentiful in day 2. So I think that allows you to really get whoever the hell you want at 10th overall, even Kyle Pitts, we can talk about if you want to get whoever we want at 10th overall to be able to make them picks. You know what I'm saying? So you may say, hey, yo, Voch, let's get Caleb Farley at 44, but I'm like, dog, let's get this healthy Richie Grant if he's there. Or let's get Marvin Wilson somewhere up there wherever he's at. You know what I mean? Or Boss Man Fat if he's there because people scared of his off-field issues. I don't know. It's just we have more options. Go ahead, Jeff, or Scott, foot's gone.
Yeah, I think so the Caleb Farley thing for me, here's my problem with Caleb Farley. I can't draw away where I want to pick him.
Sure.
Like there's the conversation about where he actually goes, which I have no idea. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I think I do know is a lot of teams are gonna take him, and what they're gonna say is, well, those were very minor things, and we think he's gonna be okay and that he can play, right? Sure. I don't want my team to be that team.
Sure.
Been there.
So at 10, he's off the table for me. Right. Done, and gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now at 44, if you had a doctor who is like, hey, we think he's going to be okay, then you would love to make that pick. You would love to.
Yo, Jeff, yo, Scott, that fella looks just like you. Yo, Scott, you do.
Look at you.
Scott,
he looked like his mom, but we'll take it.
No, Scott, you do not need Maury Povich in your life. That little boy looks just like you, sir.
Maury, we don't got the same. No, chill, bro. That's you.
Look at his nose, Maury. Look at his nose.
What's up?
Go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Oh, let's see if he's going to break down a trade for us. Okay, so if Farley were at 10, I obviously don't want him.
Yeah.
Now, let's say at 10 you already took a corner. Do you want to take Farley at 44 and double dip? No, because it's not that pressing anymore, so I don't think I want to do that. Mm-hmm. If I didn't take a corner at 10 and Caleb Farley is available at 44, do I want him to be the one corner that I come out of this draft with? No. Right. So I can't draw a scenario where I want Caleb Farley anymore.
Hey, Jeff, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How good do you think Caleb Farley is?
I think on tape, he's not better than like Surtain has better tape, Horn has better tape, Newsom has better tape, Joseph has better tape.
It's the upside that everyone loves about Caleb Farley.
That's and that
measure in really big, run a 4.2, have great shuttles and big jumps, and he can play a football in the air. But I think he was a potential pick, and I'm scared of that in the top 10 anyway.
I just see him so far off the ball, and Deion Sanders said something that was like, you don't draft a corner to play cover 2 or cover like that high in the draft.
And that's one of those things that I hate in college, where so many of these teams, the defenses have their corners play sideways.
Sure.
And I hate it because it makes them harder to evaluate. I'm like, can you please just let them all play press man and some cover 2 and some cover 3 to make life easy on me? And Farley was one of those where a lot of times he's way back there, he's playing off man or he's playing a deep zone. And Newsome was the same thing. A couple of games you watch Newsome at Northwestern, and what you see is a very soft cover 3 that they're running, and he runs it really well. But you're like, damn it, I want to see twitch. I want to see you get in somebody's face. And when you see it, it's good. But yeah, Farley's tape, I think, is probably top 6 or 7 corner in the class. And
just the size and speed.
I did like what Voch had to say about Farley on his breakdown when he said he can play off because he can do it kind of arrogantly because he knows I can use my athleticism to catch up to the receiver or catch up to the ball when on the break. So, I mean, that's not a knock, I don't think, if he can play off because he has the athleticism to make up for it.
Now, let me ask you this, guy. I think the problem with that is in the league is when you have to see slants.
Yes.
When you
they happen faster. Yeah.
Yeah. When you see so many twitch guys, like, you know, Odell Beckham has had a lot. He's a bad example. It's just so many. Like when you got to play Terry McLaurin, okay, you're not gonna be able. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to give that much cushion. Yeah. Because these quarterbacks will just eat that. They'll eat that alive. A lot of end break and stuff, I feel like, will give him issues if he hasn't seen it at a high level. One thing that, to Jeff's point about a Surtain and seeing how tall and long he really is, I like him in shorter spaces because he's so technically sound. He stays square, like he sits in the chair so well that the slant game and he's physical. That, like, I see Marlon Humphreys with possibly a better twitch.
Sure.
And so that's definitely one of those things that with Farley, I'm just like, because I haven't seen it, this team doesn't do great with projection, and they don't do great with, like, when I say projection, meaning projecting a guy at DB and bringing him in, and it's like you had ideas, but it does exactly.
You can do too many things. Give me the guy in Dallas that can do what they want to do really well, and to me, that's Patrick Surtain. Like, he may not have the greatest tape out of all these guys, but to me, he fits Dallas perfectly.
Oh, he has the cleanest tape for sure.
I know you shouldn't. I know you guys were talking about it earlier. You shouldn't always draft on what you think they'll be. Draft about with the tape. But in Dallas, oh my goodness, how is he not the perfect fit? Because he checks all the boxes. And do I have to really worry about too much with him? No, I got to worry about Horn. I love Horn, but I got to worry I'm gonna get a DPI twice every game.
I don't. I heard Dan say that, Sky. I don't like that, man.
Sky, let me ask you a question.
Or Voch. Go ahead, Voch.
Let me ask you a question. If you had the opportunity to draft Chase Young, but Chase Young led the league in offside penalties, what do you do?
Offsides is a different story.
No, you just teach that motherfucker to not jump offsides. You'll be fine. So
that's a great point.
Hold on. Chase was literally the best probably prospect in the draft last year.
Hyperbole. I get it.
Horn is probably about the 15th, the 16th type of guy. Listen, I would take Horn. Yes. I would take Surtain. Yes. I would take some of these corners. I'm just saying, of the three, Patrick, and y'all know how I felt. I talked about it with Jeff. I know y'all don't like this word safe. But he's safe,
and you don't want to miss in the top 10.
He's safe.
With upside.
But you don't want to miss in the top 10. Like, Surtain would be a fine pick. I prefer Horn, and while preferring Horn, I acknowledge the risk. And I'm fine with that. Like, Surtain is safe, and I got no problem if you take a premier position and a clean prospect at 10. I got no problem with that pick.
In real life, though, but in real life, though, the safest player is Kelvin Joseph. That's just
that is not.
See, Scott, he trolled me. He trolled me right there. I was about to say the safest player is Slater.
Yep.
If we're gonna be
sure. Okay,
because
sure.
if we're talking prospects, if we're talking corner, I just don't like this narrative of he's grabby, he's a wild tackler, because guess what?
Well,
he playing he's grabby. He's definitely grabby. But is he Hey Jeff, but listen, is he gonna fight the whole game? Like, is he? I've never seen him really get ran past. I've seen Surtain get ran past. I've seen Horn So I don't know, man. I don't want to be safe. I don't want to be safe in the top 10. It's not.
You ain't never seen Boss Man Fat get ran past. You ain't never seen Kelvin Jones. So listen, let me ask y'all this though. Let me ask y'all this.
I did see Kyle Pitts run past.
I was just about to transition because Kyle Pitts has whooped all these gentlemen at least once. So let me ask you this though, right? So if we're in a situation where we have best corner, let's just assume, right, best corner available, Rashawn Slater, Kyle Pitts, or trade back. What's the optimal thing there? Like what's the best thing for us? Let's go first.
Say that again. Rashawn Slater, Kyle Pitts.
So look, if
and
you
all the corners.
So Pitts, all the corners, Rashawn Slater, or trade back. What do you think?
I'm not trading back.
I pick Pitts.
That's crazy.
I picked the best player. Now, and again, I'm doing the same thing because you also have to acknowledge while doing it that at my press conference, I got to say, guys, what I just did took nuts because the history of tight end in the first round and where you find good tight ends and the positional value, and Rashawn Slater can play left tackle or guard and be awesome for 12 years, and he's going to. But I took Kyle Pitts because he's the best player available. The end. I took Kyle Pitts.
This goes back to the plan situation you guys said earlier. If you're going to take Pitts, no matter what you do for the rest of this offseason, you have to have a plan in Dallas. Mm-hmm. Do I trust them?
Plan is to put a for sale sign in front of Jarwin,
Schultz, and Gallup.
Oh, right, but
I don't move Gallup. I don't move Gallup. Go ahead, Scott.
That's been my whole thing this whole offseason.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm taking Pitts, I'm taking him to replace Michael Gallup. Point blank, period. And I'm going to keep Jarwin. I'm going to keep Pitts, and I'm going to let them eat the middle of the field up and let Pitts do what Gallup is doing times 2.
But see, that's my thing though, Scott. So when I think about offense, I think about it in practice, not in team building, right? Mm-hmm. So in my mind, it would be smart to move Gallup and just keep Pitts and turn him into the Gallup thing. But I obsess over, like, let's put the defense in the worst position we could possibly do it. And if you watch Kyle Pitts film, the one thing you're going to constantly see is they got to put their best corner on him. There's a reason why we talk about Pitts versus Surtain, Boss Man Fat, and J.C. Horn. So in my mind, what happens when you put Cooper there, then Lamb there? I want to take it up another level. I want Michael Gallup jumping over some civilian. And you know what? Just how the whole trickle-down thing works, if you put your second best corner on Pitts and your first on Cooper and some other dude, then Michael Gallup goes off that season because he's against some fourth guy that can't cover him. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to make it that easy. I don't want to trade Gallup just because. If I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, I need as many pieces as I can. Go ahead, Scott.
So my plan isn't so let me just kind of clarify this for those I'm on different channels so they don't know what my stance is on Michael Gallup.
Go ahead, sir.
I am not actively seeking to trade Michael Gallup. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not actively seeking to do that. If I get a call that I can't turn down, which is a up and coming star defensive player, sure. But if I take Pitts, when I say it's to replace Michael Gallup, it's to replace him in the future.
Okay,
I absolutely agree with you. Gotcha. I would love to keep Pitts and Michael Gallup for 2021 because I know I'm going to get me a nice comp pick based off of how Michael Gallup plays moving forward.
Yes, sir.
So I don't care about – we had 11 picks in 2021. Yes. I don't care about a pick. I'm not trading Michael Gallup for 2 and a 4. Me personally, I don't care because that 2 and a 4 is not going to help me become a ridiculous offense. I already got Pitts. I got Michael. I got Jarwin. If I can't trade any of them, so be it. I'm just going to have a ridiculous plethora of weapons.
Let me say this too, though. I don't think people understand like how good Pitts is or like the level of passion when we like talk about Pitts. Like people ask me all the time, so Voch, if we get Kyle Pitts, what we going to do with Dalton Schultz? Dalton gonna sit down.
Somebody ask you that?
Yes. Or
the answer is I don't care.
Dalton is gonna sit down. Right. Blake Jarwin is gonna sit down. I hate to say this, but Tony Pollard gonna get less movement. That's just how it goes. Pitts is that kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? And
the capital, you can't take a 10th overall, I don't care who he is, player, and be like, oh, you know what, he's gonna be the backup tight end or he's going to be the backup guard. No, he's going to play. Somebody's going to not get tick. And unfortunately, it's probably going to be Jarwin, which we can live with that because Jarwin can go back to that second role, which he played well. I hearken you go watch the 2019 season when Witten and Jarwin were the tight ends. Now, just imagine it's Pitts and not Witten that's getting 89 targets. And then Jarwin gets you those 35 targets. They'll be unstoppable.
Yo, Scott.
The reason that you take Pitts at 10 if he's available, and I still don't think he'll be available, even though I think 4 quarterbacks might go in the top 4. The reason that I would take him is because, like, I like Justin Fields. I'm not scouting the helmet. I'm not holding Ohio State quarterbacks against him. I don't care what school you played at. I don't care what position you played. If you're that good, then you're that good, and that's the end of it. If Kansas City knew Travis Kelce was going to be Travis Kelce, they'd pick him in the top 10. If San Francisco knew George Kittle was going to be George Kittle, they'd pick him in the top 10. The fact that the NFL didn't know and the NFL was wrong about where they picked him and Gronk and all those guys, if you tell me that I can have that weapon on my offense, that's a top 10 pick all day, every day, and you absolutely love it. Right now in the league, there's 2 teams with elite tight ends, and it's Kittle and Kelce. Maybe you throw Waller in. Pitts is a bigger Waller, by the way. I want to be one of those teams. A lot of teams have number 1 receiver. A lot of teams have a pick your position. A lot of teams don't have that dude. Only 2 do. I want to be number 3.
I don't even compare him to Travis or Kittle.
No,
I think he's a unicorn. He literally is a unicorn because, in my opinion, he is a wide receiver skill set in a power forward's body. He's essentially
he's different from them. Like
he's the LeBron James of tight end. Let's just be real. 6'6", 250. You're not supposed to run 4.4s and have route running ability like a top 3-4 wide receiver in the draft. He legitimately could say, you know what, y'all, I'm not tight end today. Tomorrow I'm a wide receiver, and guess what? He could be wide receiver 1, 2, 3. You could argue it.
If you're 6 foot tall, you can't stop him because he's too big. If you're 6'3", you can't stay with him.
Yeah,
nobody can cover Kyle Pitts.
He's a freak.
Somebody in my chat box says Jarwin is not going to be a he's not going to be a $7 million backup. I say shit. Yes, he will. If Kyle Pitts is here, Jarwin got to sit down somewhere. Indeed.
I don't think they'll get rid of him.
No,
but he'll just happen to be
that role gonna change. That role gonna change.
I mean, if Jalen Smith plays like crap, he's gonna be a $10 million backup. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. You sign that contract thinking of a certain situation. Situations change.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I got supers, man. Brandon R. Drop 5 says, would you move Gallup if you were offered a pick between 33 and 36? Well, nobody's gonna give you that, but I mean,
yes.
but yeah, but nobody's gonna give you that. CJ dropped a dime and says, how many times have the Cowboys gambled on health in the second round? Do you want
too many?
Do you want 6 games of Farley or 16 of Richie Grant? Yes, I dig it. I dig it. I got another question for y'all too in terms of free safety and drafting philosophy. Give me a second though. Thor Thunder God dropped 2 Canadian situations.
You said Thor?
It says Joseph is safe. He keep that thing on him. War chat. Wait a minute. Shouts out to him. And Barry Carey says, would you be on board for Dallas taking a flyer on Farley in the third? Nah. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yes, all day. Of course.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all gonna hate me for this. I don't care for Farley in the top 3. And this is the top 3 rounds.
Sure.
This is why. I'm done with the back stuff. I'm done with the injury stuff. Yeah. I'm just over it. Okay. Yeah. I've had PTSD in regards to Dallas between Bruce Carter, Sean Lee. It wasn't an injury, but Randy Gregory, now Jalen Smith. I'm done. Can we just get a guy that we can plug in, we can count on, and let's roll?
Sure. Yeah, but you're talking about third round. I mean, in third round.
No, Jeff, because Marvin Wilson is there. McNeil is there.
McNeil ain't gonna be there. All the media is wrong about McNeil. He ain't gonna make it to. Well, maybe we'll make it 75.
Look, Baltimore sitting there like, please fall to this, because Baltimore love to take the guys we won in the second round.
Yeah, they love that. Go ahead, Jeff.
I got unknown. I don't know how to thank an unknown, but thank you. JD with 5. Can we trade to New England, get Horn, and get the ammo needed to come back and get Grant? My guess is you cannot get Horn at 15 because of Caleb Farley's back. You just got pushed up. Yeah. Like some teams are going to drop Caleb Farley. Most teams are going to drop Caleb Farley, and that's going to make that tough. Trendsetter dropped 5. He said, thanks for keeping this FedEx driver entertained while working on a Saturday. You are welcome.
Appreciate your service.
Patrick always wants to let us know that he does not want any IHOP, and so that's important.
I guess you had to be there, right?
We know what that means. We know what that means over here.
Hey, real quick. Can I jump back in real quick? I know I'm
Fuss want to be part of this show. Fuss gonna get his point. Go ahead, Fuss. Fuss, you got 5 minutes. Yo, Fuss. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You got 5 minutes.
This is one thing you're gonna learn about me, man. I be all over the place. I love y'all boys, man. Hey, listen. So check this out, right? I want Cowboys fans to understand this real clear. Do you ask who the second tight end is in Kansas City?
No.
Fair.
You don't care. Like, that's the point. If Pitts is there, you draft him. I agree with y'all 100%. I think we all agree. Like, Stop giving me Evan Ingram. So many people in my DMs.
Yeah,
he's Evan Ingram. I just hate it. I hate it, Sky. Like, no, you're not looking at the same player. If you're looking at Evan Ingram and Kyle Pitts, you need to retool your brain.
Let me devil's advocate quick.
Evan Ingram, just real quick. Evan Ingram was a good athlete. That's what Evan Ingram was. He had
drops in college. It was a lot of that.
Right. Like Kyle Pitts had 0 drops this year. Kyle Pitts, and that's including a lot of balls that miss him by 6 feet. Like Kyle Pitts, it doesn't matter. You could be awful. Like he's gonna go get your football. Like he's not.
The catch radius is crazy.
I mean, the end of that debate is Kyle Pitts is a top 5 talent in this draft. Evan Ingram is not.
Yes.
And that's for all those tight ends. And I do compare. I am the whole, if you take a tight end in the first round, be careful because of the history. But the problem is I stopped pigeonholing Pitts as tight end. Early on, that was my moniker. But he's not just a tight end to me, and you shouldn't use him as a traditional tight end, which is why I keep harkening back on, please utilize this man the right way.
Know what changed for me, though, Scott? Know what changed for me?
One more thing. One more thing.
Real quick.
Okay, go ahead, Box. You got
it. The one thing that changed, they put corners on Pitts. They put their best corner on Pitts. And just think about what that does matchup wise. That's different. Evan Ingram and Ole Miss, they never did that for him. They'll put some fast safety or something like whatever on him or whatever. The number one guy, put that in your offense and see what happens. Go ahead, Foots. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I listened to this coaching podcast, and they had Nick Saban on. And it spoke about, Nick Saban said how about 6 years ago, he made a philosophy change about scoring and about, remember, Nick Saban is a defensive guru.
People get mad at everybody for saying this. Go ahead.
Voch,
he understood that the game is changing. Like, I hate when people say you have CeeDee Lamb, so you don't need Pitts. Why? Like, you have Amari Cooper, so you have Zeke. Dog, the more weapons, the better. Injuries happen. If you can put a team in stress more ways than none, do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't limit yourself offensively.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
So the reason why the fan base is like this is because we don't have, when I say we, because I'm speaking us Cowboy fans, right?
They hadn't won shit in 25 years, so they're mad about everything.
But let's go deeper. We just don't have faith in this team to build the defense correctly, right? So what is their first thing they think of? Well, we got to take a defender in the first round because that will build the defense correctly. Not necessarily, right? That's not true. In my opinion, we're dropping the ball in the free agency period. That's where we're dropping the ball to build the defense. I wanted us to attack the defense aggressively in free agency, so there will be no conversations about what to do in round 1 because an offensive player is going to be the best player at 10. It just is. But Dallas is almost kind of positioning themselves to say, well, we may have to take this defender because we don't have a corner.
You only have to rewind 12 months, Cowboy fan. Because 12 months ago, there were a lot of people that were saying the offense is fine. You don't need to help the offense. You need defense. And then at 17, y'all wanted Caleb Von Chason, who I had graded as a second-round dude that was a project. But that's who you wanted because he played defense. Caleb Von Chason didn't do shit this year. CeeDee Lamb was great.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Jeff.
Do you know why your pick worked out? Because you picked the best player.
It was egregiously the best player. Egregiously.
Yeah, the best player will work out.
And I like Chason coming out, but that's a great point, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is the other player who they were considering at 17 if they were wiped out was Trayvon Diggs at 17, and you got him anyway. Pick your best player, and shit works out for you. That's what you do, especially in the top 10.
So I have this question right before we do that. I just want to let everybody know we are lit this morning. We have a combined 1,100 people watching live right now. Just
wow. That's awesome, guy. My bad, Voch. I spoke over it.
Foots, you got to stop disrespecting my watch. Okay, but listen.
Does Foots have numbers that are counting right now with being in and out and all around?
I didn't even pull up his.
I didn't even go live. I just said I want to jump on. You guys are killers, man. I catch the next one, fellas.
Well, plug your channel anyway, Foots, because this is Foots the King, who I've never worked with before, but I'm enjoying it, and he kicks ass. So
it's Cowboys Nation TV. I'm a fan of all y'all boys. Me and Voch we did the draft tour underground 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And then Sky is a killer, and Jeff, you've been holding it down on the radio. And so the fact that you're making a bridge from radio to the YouTube family is like dope, bro.
You used to that,
we thank you for that, man. Like, straight up.
Hey, and you know what I appreciate? That you think it's some noble thing that I'm doing, when really I'm just trying to get everybody's money.
Hey, but Jeff, we know that though, Jeff. It's all in exchange, Jeff. It's all in exchange. But
that's right.
We all gonna eat.
Everybody give out Twitter handles, because like that's what I got. I got Twitter followers. Voch had the YouTube subscribers, and it was like, that's it. Let's go. Superpowers. We'll get the followers up. We'll get the subscribers up. So plug Twitters. Let's go.
So it's at Footsdaking.
Voch
What
Lombardi.
y'all see on the screen is that's where y'all can find me at right there.
Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI.
For those who are
Who in the blue hell are you?
asking who I am, I'm just.
It doesn't matter what your name is. All right, go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry.
Guys, that's a producer. That man queued himself up
Yes,
to
he
give
did.
himself a job
Yes,
to
he
answer a question no one asked.
No, you're right. But just in case you know, I'm Skywalker Steele. You can find me on Twitter at Skywalker Steele and YouTube at Dallas Cowboys Network. Don't you do it, Voch. Dallas Cowboys Network.
I don't do shit. I ain't doing
That's
nothing.
it.
You plug it.
Bad boy, man.
So this is what I'm worried about, right? First of all, everybody, they like to show us their mock drafts on the internet or whatever, and they think they impress Voch with having Richie Grant at 44. You know what I'm saying? They I got Voch's favorite player at 44. He gonna like my draft.
Your mocks.
No, I hate your mocks.
today.
I hate your mocks. I don't think Richie gonna be there at 44 because people. Because like when you have a really good free safety, those dudes go late first. So we talking about Derwin, we talking about Malik, we talking about Lil Missile, Darnell Savage. I think Morig and Richie Grant have a chance to go in the 20s, and if we want them, we got to go up to get them. All these other safeties that go 3rd, 4th, 5th round, those are box safeties or just not as good free safeties. These guys that really play the range, they really play on the roof as foot. That's the best thing I ever heard.
I love it. I know. I've been using it for.
I love it.
By the way, Merrick doesn't do that. I don't know who started the rumor that Merrick is an incredible free safety and a 1st-round pick. I don't know where that comes from, but
I'm talking about what the league thinks. I'm a Richie Grant guy, but somebody gonna like Morgan enough to take him in them 20s somewhere. I also think Richie gonna be going in the 20s. I'm preparing myself for him not being there at 44. What I would love to do is to trade one of them damn comp 5ths or like comp 6ths. You know what I'm saying? Pair that bitch up with 44 to try to get close.
Get close.
But if you're talking about the 20s, you can't do this half-ass thing that you just threw out. Here's the question: do you like Richie Grant enough to give up 44 and 75? Because that's how you get to 27.
I think you
can.
I think you can get.
I got a proposition for you guys. Go ahead.
I think you can get from early 2nd to late 4th with a 4 and a 5. I think you can do it, Jeff. I don't know. Go ahead, go ahead, Scott. What you got?
So if we run out, right? We're at Richie Grant goes 33 or what have you, and Trevor Morgan is gone. Could I entertain you guys to take an Elijah Molden in the top 2 or 3 rounds and move him to safety? Could I entertain that? Because I listen, I'm trying not to fall in love with players, but it's hard for me not to with Elijah Molden, and I look at him as a nickel that can play back there as safety. And I don't know if y'all like that, but I think he could do it and do it really damn well. Maybe not year 1, but that's why you got KZ.
You can talk me into it. I think Molden's a stud.
I don't like.
I like Molden a lot.
I don't like that. I think
what's wrong with him?
I think he's an incredible nickel. I love this new wave of these small angry dudes, just these small pissed off playing guys. That's what Molden is. I would love to have that at the nickel. I understand Jordan
too,
but he's kind of playing safety from nickel. College is weird. Like you see him dropping a ton into a deep third.
And Jeff, they signed. I mean, granted, you could cut these guys. Jordan Lewis, all his guaranteed money's year 1, obviously, but AB. I hate that they have them there, and it doesn't worry you, Jeff. Like, okay, whatever, we still can take a nickel.
Look, you've had Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis on the roster together for 4 years, and they've been competing against each other for 4 years for one spot. And Anthony Brown wins every year. If you find me a better player, then they can go compete somewhere else. We'll figure it out.
I just don't get the contracts. Like,
so let me jump in on the Richie Grant situation for a second, because Sky, you know how I felt about him for a while. Could it be a situation, Voch, that teams don't do the proper homework? Because
I hope so.
Scott, if you remember when I came on your show, I said the issue that I saw with Grant was how UCF played.
Used them, yeah.
Yeah. And I said that if teams see that he's closer to the line, that's how they were playing him down, they may not have the imagination to put him on the roof. But here's my thing about your Molden point, Sky. I like Molden, but I don't want Dallas to do something like that because they don't do it well. And that's they don't have, like, they try that stupid stuff with Byron. He's not a safety. That's why I like.
But
that's why I like.
We got Dan Quinn now, and we're bringing in different types of players that we never used before.
Voch, let me ask you this: Richie Grant is a safety. When I say safety, meaning he likes to tackle and he can run. Some of these guys aren't, like, Richie Grant is physical as hell, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need that. You see what I'm saying? But he's a better athlete probably than Donovan Wilson. So to me, I'm doing what Jeff just said. I'm pairing. Whatever.
Damn. So he was going 44 and 75 is where that was going. He was saying, I'm pairing whatever I got to pair up to go get Richie Grant.
Look, that's why I got to let Foots talk, because he running on short time. Foots ain't got He'll be back, though. He'll be back. We're going to let him talk when he comes back.
This is normal.
It's normal, Jeff. That's what it's normal.
Hold on. Let's run through supers while Foots is rebooting his phone. With the Eagles trading out Astro, and I appreciate you, man. I really believe they just let Pitts fall to Dallas. So we got the tight end from Philly to score on Philly. That would be amazing. Yeah, I mean,
Pitts ain't gonna do
I'm not letting myself go there because I don't think Kyle Pitts, I don't think he'll be there, but that's an unfair game to play because you never know.
Share this real quick.
But I don't think they'll take a tight end. I don't think they will, but I'm here for it. Birdman, could Melifonwu play free safety? Maybe, probably, skill set wise, but you never seen it, so I'm not really trying to mess with that. I don't know. Would you guys pick? Where would you have to pick Melifonwu? You'd have to pick him at 44, and then have a position change. And
there's others better. I wouldn't move him to free safety, but he's not top 5 cornerback to me.
Just play him at corner. Yeah, he's fine. He's a late second, early third for me. Melifonwu.
Not pro Pitt, CJ. I appreciate you. Not pro Pitts at 10 personally, but with the cap going up, who's to say we can't afford it?
I've been hearing that a lot too.
The cap is going to go up. You're not going to. I don't mind. Look, I'm here to invest in offense way more than most. I'll spend a lot of damn money on offense.
You don't need to do
You're
that.
not going to give Michael Gallup 15 a year, Amari Cooper 20 a year, CeeDee Lamb's first round money, Kyle Pitts first round money, Jarwin $7 million.
Just don't need.
You're not going to hold all of that. But I'll figure it out around Pitts. Jay Hart, appreciate you. Cowboys aren't interested in paying free agents, and there are no defensive players worth paying, so might as well pay Gallup. Okay, that's
fair. That's fair.
One way to do it. And the last one, Jeremy, I appreciate you. I know that you want, but do you think Dallas will still pick safety in the first 3 rounds after KZ? Hell yes.
Yeah.
KZ's coming off with Achilles and he's on a 1-year contract. Hell yes, they're going to pick a safety.
Hold on, you can't. So in theory, yes, they should pick a safety, but this franchise has shown you over the last 20 years, Jeff and Voch, they do not value that position in the top 100.
But it's
they should.
So let me ask you this.
The hope is Dan Quinn comes in here and says, I'm tired of y'all not valuing safety, and I'm going to just destroy this room. We're only going to keep the one good one we like, and that's Donovan Wilson, and we're going to attack it. That's the hope, but I am not 100% sure they will because they've had 20 years to value the position they have.
Okay, so there's 2 things there. One, yes, as an organization, they believe in positional value, and they have safety low, and they have especially the nose tackle, defensive tackle. They have those things low.
It's not even on the list, but yeah.
But I think the thing that can give you hope is, one, I think it's human nature that if you get your ass whipped at something for long enough, you're like, hey, can we stop that? But 2 would be one thing that Jerry Jones and this organization does, and sometimes it sucks. The coordinators have a huge voice.
Yep.
Rob Marinelli had a huge voice, which wasn't good when it came to drafting players. But Dan Quinn will have a big voice. If Dan Quinn says, I want this, I need this, they'll listen.
Hope so.
Now that still has to fit in with cap and with how the players are graded on a board, but Dan Quinn will have a big stick. He already does. I think we're already kind of seeing that.
Sure. DJ's World dropped the dime in the super chat. Just because the Dallas needs defense badly, does that mean they should focus on mainly defense in the draft? Yes. I think what happens in the first round could go any kind of way or whatever. And I think somewhere in day 3, they may look at like, a wide receiver to do like kick return, punt return stuff because Noah may not be here next year. I don't know. They may do something like that, but I do think 8 out of 10 of these guys are probably going to be defensive guys. But appreciate you. DJ's World has been one of the biggest sponsors on my channel. So let me just war call for him one time. Let me just. He shows love on mine, then he go to Jeff's channel to show love on him. So shouts out to DJ World. Kobe Draw 5 and says y'all go ahead, Jeff.
I was going to just chime in on that. They should focus on defense in the draft because on offense they are locked up with most of their positions for the foreseeable future. Sure. They don't have a core defensively, and to build a core defensively, you have to do it through the draft. Sure. You can plug in pieces in free agency, but do we really have guys we're confident in after 2021, 2022? Not really. So yeah, they need to focus.
Three of their first 4 picks are going to be on defense at least.
Probably.
They're going to do that. Like, is there a possibility that Pitts or an offensive tackle goes at 10? Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
And if that happens, I promise you, the next 3, 44, 75, 99, they'll be
defense.
Gotta be defense.
Or you'll move around to go get defense. Maybe it won't be at those numbers. They'll make moves.
Sure. Kobe dropped the 5 and says, y'all the GOATs. Everybody in my chat box, y'all let Kobe out. Y'all know what that means. Jeff and them don't know what that means. It's cool. John dropped 5 and says, he said €4. I guess that's what 5 means. He says, heck with Pitts, draft David Mills at 10 and bring back Rico Gathers. Oh, no.
He wants to stand for quarterback. Let's go.
Come on, son.
10.
And you asked me, okay, cool. So we're all caught up on that. Appreciate y'all for the super chats, man. Go let Kobe out. Go ahead. What was y'all saying about something?
I don't remember where. I'm just looking for Foots. I'm just wondering where.
He's done. He texted me. He said, "Tell the guys I said much love." So
somehow, look. Somehow Foot's phone died, but he texted us and told us his phone died. So so I'm gonna let you rock. He said, "Good show. Appreciate y'all." That was Footsdaking, Cowboy Nation TV. Check him out on YouTube, and his Twitter is Footsda with a D. Footsda King. Check him out. So I don't think that this defense is absolutely horrid, or that the players on it are absolutely
not as bad as 2020 showed us.
Well, see, I just think, Scott, it's so strange. It's so peculiar. All these guys that we have questions about, AB, Jordan Lewis, Van Der Esch and Jalen, Randy Gregory, D-Law was getting sacks. In 2018, we was fine. Xavier Woods. In 2018, we was fine. Chris Richard called plays. All of a sudden, we look different. Mike Nolan called plays. All of a sudden, we look different. I'm not saying Rod Marinelli is the GOAT or nothing like that, but I do think that you just don't roll out the bed not good at football no more. Just all of a sudden, Cheeto was good once upon a time.
Well, wasn't Richard heavily involved in 2018? Wasn't that almost really the reason why this defense kind of took a step up in the second half? Was related to Richard in 2018. 2019, everybody kind of poo-pooed on him.
What I think happened to Chris Richard, I think people gave him a lot of credit for saying Byron Jones, go play corner. The damn position that we
should.
But look though, Sky, Voch could have did that. You know what I'm saying? Skywalker still could have did. Like, we drafted him to play corner. He wasn't great at free. Put him back at corner. Byron
Sometimes
was great.
The guy who gets the most praise does the most common sense thing.
Sure, but just like Dan Quinn probably shouldn't be a head coach and he's better at DC, maybe Chris Richard is a better cornerback coach than he is at DC. You know what I mean? Maybe just it's a different situation. I just feel like in 2018, when we was like beating the shit out of Drew Brees and shit, I think that those guys still exist. It's just that something happened. If we get back to that, whatever happened, and it ain't like we had studs on the damn D-line or nothing like that. Like Jeremy Mincey made it happen. You know what I mean? We just got to get back to the regular stuff. We just got to get back to not being horrible, terrible, and we'll be good to go. I don't think that we that far away from where we should be.
Last year was weird.
It was weird.
Like Xavier Woods was a capable NFL starter for 3 years, and then he was bad. Jordan Lewis was okay, and then he was bad.
You get a lot of airtime today.
Yeah, get you some superstar.
Yeah, my bad.
It last year was weird, and this year won't be like that. They'll be better. It's just a matter of how much.
Sure. How long we been going?
We've been going an hour and 14 minutes, Voch.
Yeah, that's way past Jeff bedtime. Y'all good? We straight? Y'all have any closing thoughts?
I'm good, unless Sky has something that is just on his mind.
Are you talking about guys and we good to go? We ended?
Oh, yeah, we're thinking about it after I go through 2 supers. Mount Rushmore for Cowboy content. Keep grinding. Barry, appreciate you.
As long as Jeff getting his money, he cool. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. This is about me. Jamie, Jaime, are you shirtless in your picture there, buddy? If we go Sertan in the first, are you worried about running out to young corners? I feel we need running out to young corners.
My thing all off season. We need veterans.
Let them fly.
Yeah,
good ones. Because
Voch
will kill me. He's gonna kill me because of the Dale Worley. But we need good ones.
What veteran is out there right this second that the Cowboys are going to get that'll play better than Patrick Surtain does as a rookie? I don't know.
Is Jenkins still available?
I think so.
I like Jenkins.
Listen, man.
Oh, wait. Yeah. I think so.
Y'all be one of these corners, bro. I just want people to help me stop the run. Corners mean nothing if they run the football.
Run? What are you, 80?
Hell yeah.
Did you not hear Nick Saban?
Jeff trolling. Jeff trolling. But dog, give me Jaron Reed and we'll be fine.
I'll take that. Because
look at your face. Look at your face. Look at your face. SP Jackson dropped 25. Do you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese and friends? Appreciate you, SP. SP
they
Jackson.
call that a hold on, that's Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
They call it a damn it, what are they? Royale
with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Oh, hold on, guys. We can't leave yet. Jeremy, any DTs in the draft that'll fix our line and give me a reason for life again? Barmore won't. What would help this team most would be like Tyler Shelvin or Alim McNeil. NC State and LSU. What would help this team the most is 330 pounds if I ain't moving.
What would have helped this team the most was go get that guy in free agency. But I'll just.
You're right. Jaron Reed, Dalvin Tomlinson.
Honestly, though, people say that this class is bad there. I think at One Tech in particular, this is a really good One Tech class. It's 1,000 One Techs you can go get.
Tui Pulotu, my guy at USC.
Tonga, BYU. Ooh, I love to get him like the 4th, 5th round.
Don't get Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown's terrible. Go ahead.
Well, Bobby Brown's great when he tries hard.
That's why he's terrible.
I need a try hard guy. And Tonga raised 350, and he be moving all 4 quarters like, I'm trying.
And we got another 20 from Marcus Powell. Damn, can we get somebody to stop the ton, please? Can we stop the run? Can we get somebody to stop the run? I agree. That's my big thing. So get us a One Tech. Rotate Tristan.
Urban, baby.
Rotate Tristan and Neville. At 3, I think Tristan's gonna be really good this year. He's gonna be really, really good. I'm standing on that. Huh?
Jeff thinks Voch is crazy
because he keeps getting better every year, man. He just got hurt last year, and
I know it sucks.
Like Tristan,
he went from can't play to kind of can play, and then got hurt.
I never said Tristan can't play. It's just that when all the One Techs got hurt, they put Tristan at One Tech. Tristan's not a One Tech. Then they made him 2-gap. Tristan's not 2-gap guy. Well, if you let Tristan ball get off ass, bust ass, and B-gap, Tristan gonna be a gangster out there, bro.
I know what's happening.
But see, Quinn isn't just one thing up front. That's what worries me about Tristan and a little bit Neville, but Neville I think is more versatile. But Tristan is, like you said, just get off ball and go. Quinn does a variety of different things up there. He will run some 3-4 stuff.
I know what's happening.
That's why we got Brent Urban. Yes, sir.
You liked Tristan Hill in the draft, didn't you?
I love Tristan Hill. I still love Tristan Hill.
Okay, I see. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, I understand.
Because you know what, Jeff?
I've learned that about Voch. Is he's going to tell you what I saw on the tape is what I saw on the tape, and if they don't do it in the league, I was still right, and they are idiots.
That's up to them. But Jeff, this is my whole thing. Tristan is going to be a valuable rotational piece for us moving forward. Like guys that they like, guys like Taylor Rapp on the bench right now, chilling. You know what I mean? Thornhill.
Whoa, you back? That's my guy now. You better back off. They must have done something wrong in LA because Taylor Rapp is a baller.
You don't need to move on from Tristan. You don't need to be worried about Neville. Let them be part of the rotation. But you have to get a big body next to him and multiple. Indeed. Because you don't want to be like, okay, when the big body comes out, now I'm moving Tristan at 1. You do what Minnesota does, fam. Oh, okay, we got a 340-pound Michael Pierce. So what? I'm going to get me Dalvin Tomlinson. I dare you.
And they're playing.
I dare you to come right here.
They're playing them together. They're going to play Dalvin Tomlinson at the 3
because DT can do both. He's not a get off the ball guy, but he can push your guard back to the quarterback's face.
Right now the Cowboys. I mean, I would say this about the Cowboys. For all that they do have things. Why is this thing still up here? Did I? Oh yeah, we already hit that. Like for all that we're going to kill them for, as they're going into the draft, they may not be great at a ton of positions. But because they signed Watkins, which rotates with Hill and Gallimore, he's a 3 technique. Because they signed Urban.
Who in the blue hell are you?
because they signed Urban to rotate with Antoine Woods, because they signed Basham to compete with Armstrong and Anai, because they signed Curse, KZ, and Neal. They are ready to, whether they be any good or not, play on Sunday.
Fam,
you can now draft the way you want to draft.
You can
pick the best player.
You can cut Watson. You can cut Watkins today, and I won't lose no sleep. No sleep. Give me Jaron Reed.
Your facial expression is right. Like I didn't name any good players.
He ain't gonna make the team.
Who?
Watkins.
Yeah, no, he's not. Agon Stark dropped $5 and says, just to stop y'all from ending the stream. Great stream, fellas. Hey, let's just one time. Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff, you said we can line up. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Do your turn.
Patrick may not want us to end the stream either. He said he was against tight end in the draft, but he's got to stay consistent. Stay with the best player available. If it's Pitts, I'm good with that. That's what I like. That's growth, Patrick. And then if he busts and everybody's like, why'd you take a risk on a non-premium position, at a position that they always bust, and we turn out to be idiots, I'd be like, I'm sorry, we're idiots, but we tried our best.
Fair enough.
What are you doing, Sky? You're coming after me. I saw it in your face. What are you doing?
Don't like corner. I don't want to line up tomorrow and say, yo, AB play outside. I got Lewis in the middle and I got Trevin Diggs. We will get
right.
up.
You're right.
Don't like it.
You could sign like that. I think if you said, hey, the Cowboys are going to make one more signing in free agency to get ready for the draft, it would be corner. Because right now your fourth guy would be Reggie Robinson. I think, even though the guys who actually played last year were Savion Smith and Rashard Robinson. So you got bodies, but I need 5 legitimate NFL corners. And I think you have borderline 3, and that's not good enough.
Yeah, I'm really upset with the way we operated in free agency this year. We had a chance, folks. I mean, we don't have, the cap is small. We're getting a lot of people being cut. Next year, balloons. These players want short deals. We could have really won out and solidified at corner and defensive tackles. I'm with you, Voch. I know we talking corners is mostly because we don't have really capable bodies, in my opinion, above capable bodies. Yeah. Yes, Jordan Lewis is Jordan Lewis, but outside of Jordan Lewis, who, I feel Jeff. And then Trevin Diggs, it's like, man, we're desperate here.
Also,
at DT, you don't have nothing there either, Voch.
Also, too, we have to assume that these teams want to come to Dallas. You know what I mean? Like we always say what Dallas ain't doing. We just can't assume that they want to be here. So
that's true. It takes 2 to tango. Yeah. And what's happening in Dallas is they pump up the allure of the star, right? They're pumping to us, the star, America's team. But players see what's going on. This ain't really a franchise that's about winning. Right. So they say, hell, I want to go to Cleveland because they are progressively getting better. Or I want to go to Tennessee because they're progressively getting better, or Baltimore, or the Buffalo Bills, what have you. They're picking these teams for a reason. So you're correct. It takes 2 to tango.
But we got that top 3 quarterback in the league. That's what the rest of them ain't got, those guys. So it's cool. We're going to boogie on that.
Top 3, huh?
Top 3, Rain Dakota, right behind Pat and Aaron. Ain't nobody else better than Rain Dakota. I stand on that. I think that's all we got for y'all today, man. We gave y'all a little bit of breakfast coffee talk. It turned out well. We had a total of 1,100 people up in here. That was fire. We had some big names come through. That was dope. Skywalker Steele. Next time, because he don't invite me to come do that. So next time we do this, he'll have his overlays and his ticker at the bottom and his pictures and his transition, all that good stuff, and he'll put his makeup on. We're gonna be good to go. Get our plugs in. Jeff Kavanaugh, plug yourself, please, sir.
Makeup. I don't want to plug.
I
just want to plug these 2. Voch Lombardi, Skywalker Steele on all platforms. Follow these dudes. They create good content. They know what the hell they're doing. Sky is the best producer in the business.
Indeed. Oh, man, I agree. I stand on that. That mother, he gonna pass us one day and all this shit.
If you are a content creator, you should be sliding into Sky's DMs to offer him all the money to try to make your shit look and sound better. He's a beast. Yes. Voch is good at yelling at people, talking over people. But also knows his shit.
He does.
As good as anybody I've ever talked to and worked with in the draft world. So follow these 2 men. And hi, if you're watching their channels, follow me, please. I love you.
Jeff Kavanaugh, man. Y'all, but see, Jeff the man around here. Y'all already know Jeff, man. Jeff, y'all know him. Y'all know how he get busy, man. So go over there, check out his YouTube, because he drops daily content. Not only does he drop daily content, but he does the content that I ain't gonna do. Them 1,000 mock drafts y'all love to ask me about.
Baby.
Mock drafts. Mock drafts get views, but you ain't gonna get them on my channel. So go.
I like what you call yours. mock draft 1 point only. Give me the war chant.
1 point. I will give you. If I got to do 9 of them, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying?
At some point tomorrow on a live stream, I'm going to do mock draft 7,386 and 87, 88, 89, and 90.
That is not hyperbole. Hey, we appreciate y'all. I'm Voch the Lombardi, Skywalker Steele, Jeff Kavanaugh. We'll catch y'all next time at some miscellaneous hour. That's why you got to sub and hit the notification bell, because you never know when we going live. All right? Peace, y'all.
Peace.